need to write in your agenda on the board. Go ahead and get that in there. Under writing. Finally, I know that you were excited about this yesterday, but before we dive into it, we're going to talk, okay? Kind of prepare ourselves for what we're going to do, okay? So, we're going to think back a little bit. Has this year felt kind of long? Do you feel like you've been in 5th grade forever, or did it just like, it just went through? Okay. So, we're putting on our thinking, and we're going to think about 5th grade real quick. Okay, all of 5th grade started back in August. Now it's May. So you've gone through, and a lot of things have happened, right? Yes, so many things. We probably couldn't even talk about them all today, right? Learned a lot of things, met a lot of people, gone a lot of places. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down? Did you make any new friends this year? Maybe not even in this grade. Anywhere in your life? Did you meet someone new or make a new friend? What about, did something fun or exciting happen to you? What about something funny? What about something scary? What about something sad? So we've had a lot of experiences. Good, bad, ugly, happy, sad, right? Yes, okay. So turn and talk to someone that's sitting next to you or across from you. Tell them either something that's happened to you, something you've learned, or something that's exciting that's happened to you in 5th grade. 30 seconds. Okay, you have to tell me something.
It was, I learned that there are things way smaller than an atom. The basic building blocks of all matter.
Oh, and did you know that before 5th grade?
No.
Could you even imagine that?
No.
That's pretty interesting. Gail?
Doing the whip painting in front of the whole school.
For Mr. Garrett? Yes.
And got $10.
Instead of Mr. Garrett? Yes.
I learned about an atom.
You learned about an atom that was interesting for you too? Devin? Oh, Ulysses? He doesn't have to share if he doesn't want to.
Okay.
You have something you want to share?
STEM projects?
Oh, you like doing the STEM projects? Those are fun. I like hearing about them. Anything else that you talked about?
I got a new hoverboard.
A new hoverboard? That's exciting. One more person.
I put glue on Mr. Grant's head.
Oh, on April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
Whenever you
That's
do them? Very funny. Okay, keep that in mind, because these funny things we can write about later. Okay, so, thumbs up or down? Have you ever heard the word reflect or reflection before? Okay, that's leave it up or hands down. What does that mean? What does the word reflect or reflection mean? If I say we're going to reflect, or if I say reflect back on, what do I mean? To go back to previous, good. To repeat, maybe not repeat, but something that's already happened, right? Right? Repeat something that's already gone through. Okay. Can we add on to that? Rethink. Memories. Good. Look in the mirror. That's a type of reflection. We're talking about a different one though. I was waiting to see if someone was going to say that. Someone in the first class said that too.
Thinking back on or having a flashback.
Thinking back on or having a flashback. Yeah.
Compare and contrast.
Okay. You could compare and contrast through reflection. That's very true. So I'm looking for a key word. We've said words like memories and back and previous. Are these things that have happened in the future? No. Are they things that are happening right now?
No.
They're things that happened in the past. There we go. Good job. Okay, so we know what reflect means. What about narrative? What is the word narrative? Your own writing, yes, you would write your own narrative. Think about it this way. Narrative versus other kinds of writing, like opinion writing or informational writing. Tell me how narrative is different.
Because you're telling about how something happened in your life and it's now information.
Excellent. A narrative could be something that's happened to you.
Narrative is writing about your life.
Could be writing about your life. Very good.
Writing about things from the past.
Writing about things from the past. You could write a narrative about things from the past. Oh, you don't? Did you have something? You forgot. Okay. So narratives can be real or imaginary. Yes. Have you ever written a story before that wasn't real?
Yeah.
Yes. That was narrative. Okay. And narratives are a story that happened kind of in a sequence. So, do you know what a sequence is? Have you heard that word before? So whenever you're talking about a sequence in your writing, that's usually when you're going to be throwing in those transition words. Like first we, then we, next, after that, finally, things that happen in a certain order. You've used transition words like that before, right? Okay. So we said that narrative could be real or imaginary. If I say that we're going to write a narrative today, reflecting back on our 5th grade year, is that going to be real or imaginary? Real. There you go. Real. Because if we're thinking about what's happened to us in the past year, are we just going to make up a whole bunch of random stuff that said happened that didn't? No. Reflecting is thinking back on things that really happened. So can someone read to me our goal that we had back there that you wrote in your planners? Who feels like they have a nice good speaking voice this morning? Woke up nice and clear. Hang on one second. Wait for your step. There you go.
I will reflect on the past school year through my narrative writing.
Good. I will reflect on the past school year through my narrative writing. Okay. Now think of our scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Show me on your fingers. 1 means, Ms. Shaw, I'm going to need a little bit more instruction on what you're wanting from me, which I haven't given you much yet. 4 means I'm about to get up and teach this lesson for you. Watch out. Tell me how you feel about it. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Good. Understandable to see some 2s and 3s because I haven't really told you what you're doing yet, right? I haven't given you a lot of instruction. Good? You're about to get up here and teach for me? Okay. So, I know this is true for some of you, and it's definitely true for me. We're going to be looking at this page, but if you can't see it very well, I have it on the front board too. Okay. So, for me personally, I think one of the hardest parts of writing is getting started. Have you ever just had a blank page in front of you and a pencil and you're like, I just don't even know where to start?
Yes.
And then kind of once you get going, then the ideas start flowing and your words start getting written down and it's a lot easier? That's how I am too. So whenever I was planning this, I was like, well, what can we do that's going to make that writing a little bit easier for us? And for me, I like using sentence stems. And we've used sentence stems in here before, right? Whenever we do discussions.
Yeah.
And that was easier for us to start talking. So we're going to use sentence stems to make it easier for us to start writing. And I made some up that will kind of help get your juices flowing about what you can reflect on from 5th grade. Okay? That's what we're doing today. We're reflecting on things that have happened during this past year, during 5th grade. Sound good? Capiche? Nope. Some people need to wake up. All right. Who can read my first one for me? You need that loud voice.
The most important event that happened to me this year was.
The most important event that happened to me this year was. Think for 10 seconds. Hands down. What's the most important thing that happened to you this year? Could have been outside of school. As long as it was while you're in 5th grade. Put your hand on top of your head if you can think of one thing. Good. Okay, who can read the pink one for me, the next one? Nathan?
Thinking back over the year, what I valued the most.
So, what I valued the most, what I thought was most important, personally to myself. Think for 10 seconds. What happened to me that I valued or that was really important or meant a lot to me? Hand on your chin if you can think of one thing. Just one thing. That's all we need, one idea, and then the other ideas will just start flowing. Okay, how about this orange one? Micah?
I'm not sure why we got that.
I'm not sure why so maybe we did something in a lesson, or maybe you did something in another classroom, or you were asked to do something, and you're still not really sure why you even had to do it, or why it was asked of you. That's something you can reflect on. Think for 10 seconds. Touch your ear if you can think of one thing that you're not sure why you were asked to do that. Good. You see your juices flowing already. Your gears in your brain are just working. All right, how about this one?
Something funny that happened was.
This has been a class favorite in the last 2 groups. Something funny that happened was, y'all are not short on the funny stories. Think for 10 seconds. Hold up on your fingers how many funny stories you can think of. I could write an essay about funny stories. Okay. How about this one? Who's got me on this one?
One thing that I was looking at people now. One thing that surprised me was.
One thing that surprised me was. Think for 10 seconds. Now, touch your nose if you can think of one thing that surprised you. Oh, I'm thinking fast. All right, how about the next one?
I still am shocked by.
I still am shocked by. By shocked, I don't mean like you stuck your finger into the socket and your hair got all frizzy. Shocked means like something happened and you're like, whoa, I was not ready for that. Was not expecting that to happen. How do I deal with the situation? Okay? 10 seconds of thinking. Raise up your left elbow if you can think of something. Some of these are a little harder than others. How about this one? Brittany? I keep thinking about. Something happened. It just keeps coming up in your mind. Good, bad, happy, sad. Now touch your knee. This narrative is going to come easy to y'all.
Something I have found out about myself is.
Something I have found out about myself is. So maybe while you've been in 5th grade, you've discovered something new about yourself, maybe a new hobby, a new talent, something new personally about yourself that you never knew before. Touch your, touch both your ears. One thing. I'm going to be looking for these. I see all you touching your ears. I'm going to be looking for some good reflections if you've got all these ideas going through. All right, how about this one? These last few will be really good ones to consider at the conclusion of your reflections, at the end, in your final paragraph.
When I think about the past year, I am surprised at how my thinking has changed because
That one's a little deep, isn't it? When I think about this past year, I'm surprised at how my thinking has changed because that means came into 5th grade thinking one thing about a concept, person, thing, and now you're in May, things have happened, you've had experiences, and you view it completely differently. Okay? Touch the back of your head if you've got an idea of what you can say to that. You definitely are not going to write about all of these. You're just going to choose your favorite ones to write about. I just want to see you thinking. Second to last one. Ole Miss. In the future, I would like to. I like this one because you guys are almost done with 5th grade. You're about to go to 5th grade. Goodbye, Oldwire. Goodbye, all of these teachers. New teachers, new school, new people. So, what did I say? All right, you're going to 6th grade, leaving 5th. So, this one would be a great one if you're thinking back on your 5th grade experience and you're thinking about something that you might want to do differently when you're in 6th grade. Maybe the way you handled an assignment or a project that you didn't do your very best on or that you procrastinated on. You know what I mean, to procrastinate?
Yes.
You get to wait till the last minute to get it done. So any type of experience, action, thing you did that you think, I could do this differently and have a better experience in 6th grade if I did this. That's something you could talk about there. How about this last one?
I believe that.
I believe that. So that one's a pretty broad one. You could go ahead with that. Being in 5th grade has made you believe certain things or view things in a different way. So, that's to help you get thinking on your reflection. I'll get that back up before you start writing. I told the other groups that for a lot of these, you might want to, especially the one that's talking about how your thinking has changed, you might want to talk about certain people or that kind of stuff, which is fine. The only people that are going to read it is you as you're writing it and me whenever I look at it when you're done. But if you don't want to use a person's real name or talk, if you're telling about an experience, you don't have to. This isn't me trying to get all your secrets and tell me everything. You can, so if you want to use a different name or use initials or something like that, that's cool with me, okay? I just want to see that you can look back on experiences and think about them and talk about them. Does that work? We good with that? All right. So, you're about to get your books back. You put them together yesterday, so you have an idea of what's in them already, yeah? So, first, the only thing we're using is our pencil. After we finish with the gist of everything and writing, then we can add color and make it all jazzy, okay? So you have your paddle page on the front, and then over here next to it, this is important, over here next to it, on the top, it says me. That's where you'll just do a little sketch of yourself. You can just do an outline right now, and then whenever you get your crayons later, you can add color to it, okay? So my school, what are we going to put? For the year? 2015 to 2016. And I wrote that on the back board so you can see how you can write. All right, grade. 5th grade. And then it says teacher. But do you have more than one teacher?
Yes.
Yes. So what I told,
Just put initials down.
I don't talk over you, so you don't talk over me. All right. So what I was telling the other group was whenever I was moving to Fayetteville because I lived in Little Rock, right? And I was in my closet and I was packing up all my stuff, and I started coming across things like this that I made in elementary school and high school. And trust me, in like 10-ish years, you're not going to be able to remember all of the teachers' names that you've had, right? So it was fun for me to find things like this and look back and be like, oh yeah, that was my 3rd grade teacher, and oh yeah, that was my 5th grade teacher. And look back on things that I had written so many years ago and reflect on them, okay? So that's what you're going to do today. And that means that you can write all the teachers' names that you've had in 5th grade right here, okay? Even though it just says 1, you can just write a tiny and stack them. All right. And then on the inside, you have these papers, which I think these were in here for y'all yesterday. Were they not? I added them afterwards. Okay, so this is what you're going to do last. It's where you're writing your reflection, okay? These over here on the side are going to be kind of like your pre-writing brainstorming time, okay? And you've already seen them, the little 3 boxes. I couldn't believe it when I learned this. Funniest moment and advice for incoming students. And then over here you have your little flip book, or little flippy things, that under each one you'll write your favorite. And if you can't choose one favorite, you can write 2, but don't write like 5 or anything like that. So, and make sure that you're writing it on the part that's glued down. Don't write it on the back. Write it on the part that's glued down, okay? Ooh, okay. Oh, a question that I've had for the advice for incoming students. Think about, now that you've already basically have finished 5th grade, think back to whenever you first started. What do you wish someone had told you before you came in here? Don't tell me right now. Think back. What would have been some good information to have before you started 5th grade? So maybe that would be information you want to share with a 4th grader to prepare them for starting 5th grade. Does that make sense? That's what you're going for in that box. After you finish both of these flaps, then you get to start on your reflection, okay? No super strict guidelines for this. The only thing that I'm asking is that you write a reflection, which we already said is looking back and thinking about past memories and things that have happened to you. You can use your sentences to help you with that. Talk about experiences, things you want to do differently, right here for your reflection. Only thing I ask is 3 to 5 paragraphs. That means minimum of 3 paragraphs, maximum, the most, of 5 paragraphs, okay? Which is probably all you would have room for anyway, okay? If you run out of room on the 2nd page, you can finish your last few sentences on the back of this, okay? It'll be upside down, but that's okay. I can turn it around, okay? You have a little title line right there. You can just call it 5th grade reflection, or you can give it something jazzy. Cool. You know, on the back you have the autograph page, but we're not doing autographs today because you are having your own special set-aside day that you're going to get to do all that. So that way, it's not just people in your homeroom class, but you're going to get everybody in 5th grade to sign it. Okay? So leave this blank. Do you have questions? Are you ready to roll?
Yes.
Okay. So since this is kind of fun, and once you start writing, I know that you're going to want to start talking about funny things that have happened and all that kind of stuff, which is good. I want you to. Because with some of these things, it might be kind of tricky, and you might want to brainstorm with your partner about some favorite things that you could write or talk about. Totally good with that. We call that a productive buzz. All right? So, but a productive buzz does not include table 1 yelling across the room to table 5. It means you talking to the people that are near you, okay? And almost a whisper voice, quieter than your normal voice, okay? Because if we're all talking over here in a normal voice, it becomes a really, really loud yell, doesn't it? We start talking over each other, and it's not as fun. So, we like the productive buzz. But what I shouldn't hear is us talking about what we're going to do this weekend, and how much fun we're going to have on summer vacation, and how we're going to go to Florida or Camp War Eagle and all that kind of stuff, okay? We're talking about things that have happened in 5th grade. Capiche? Capiche. Okay. I think that's it. So after you finish your pre-writing things, you don't have to ask, you can get going on this, okay? A couple things that I noticed in the last class, we're forgetting to indent our paragraphs. How am I going to tell that you did 3 to 5 paragraphs if I can't tell what the second one started? Okay? Make sure you indent. Someone asked if you can write in cursive. I'm fine with you writing in cursive as long as you still remember your capital letters. And if you need help telling the difference, you can look up there. Okay? And your punctuation. pass those up for me, sir? The portrait of you does not have to be amazing. It can be something super basic.
Can we do like a stick?
Absolutely. That's probably what I would do, but I'm not an artist. Oh, one more thing. 3, 2, 1. Eyes up here real quick. I know that y'all were watching a movie on Beethoven, and the last class wanted to listen to him for the music. Do you want that too?
No.
Okay.
Let's listen to the Beatles.
Yeah, let's listen to the Beatles.
All right. No, we'll just do our productive buzz and that's it. So as soon as you get your book, you can get going on it. After we work for a little while, if anybody wants to share any of the brainstorming that they've done, then you can. It's fine too if you want to go back and do your drawing class. You don't have to do it right away. And I'll put the sentence stems back on the front page, on the front board. As soon as you get to the inside, if you want to start brainstorming quietly with the partner, I'm good with it. It doesn't have to be silent. Yeah, just by any side. Like the other people. Just like at home. Whatever you do at home too. Oh, for the brainstorming things on the side, you don't have to write complete sentences. You can do drop dots or just keywords. Whenever you start your actual reflection in the center, that's whenever you start using complete sentences, capitals, punctuation, that kind of stuff. You can share your ideas with your table. Okay, Josh? I wrote it a certain meeting. Yes, sir. Tell me about more funny stories. What? Is it appropriate?
Yeah.
We'll write about it.